All right. Welcome to DCT.
Episode 20. Ben, what are you more scared of? A pterodactyl
Yeah.
or a Tyrannosaurus Rex?
What kind of pterodactyl? Is it like the
A
Quetzalcoatl?
homeless one? What the hell are you talking about? One that's hungry?
No, like, you know the ones in the new movie? The ones
No.
that are like the Quetzalcoatl or whatever it is. I don't know. They're terrifying, low-key. I could outrun a T-Rex for sure.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah.
I see, but they're so large that one step for them.
I'd have more stamina. Dude, if Bryce
You think
Dallas
you-
Howard can
Yeah,
outrun
you
a T-Rex.
have more stamina than a T-Rex.
If Bryce Dallas Howard can outrun a T-Rex in high heels, I can outrun one.
The only thing she can't outrun is a bad career. No, I don't know. First off, that's not true. I just saw her in another movie with Orlando Bloom, the improv one, where they go
Oh.
undercover. It was actually cute. It was a good movie. Props to Bryce Dallas Howard. She was the weakest part of the movie, but she's still a fine actress.
Fine.
You
it's
cannot
debatable.
outrun a T-Rex.
Yeah, I could.
No, you could not.
Dude, she did it in the movie. She was wearing high heels.
Here's the thing about a T-Rex. It starts slow,
Yeah.
kind of like my brain, but it starts to rev up, and all of a sudden you're dealing with one fast beast.
Yeah, but let's be honest here.
I think you can outmaneuver a T-Rex.
How has this T-Rex ever seen my juke moves?
You mean your signature Jordan shimmy? Probably not.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. But a pterodactyl, it's death from above.
That would be terrifying.
'Cause,
Like,
like-
hypothetically, it could just know.
Well, I know my dumbass would be like looking around and trying to find it.
No, you look kind of like a pterodactyl.
Thanks.
All right, let's move on after that.
It's the nose.
All right. How about the Washington Mystics?
What a transition. No, they've been otherworldly.
They've
right
been
now.
great.
I mean, you're looking at a front office that has to be elated with how they've done with their draft this year.
I think that Sonia Citron and Kiki Irifin have been a transformative duo for the both of them.
Yes, I agree.
You have two players who are the second pair of rookie teammates to ever be selected for the All-Star game together in their first year
In WNBA history.
in WNBA
yeah,
history.
not just Mystics.
No. And
That's also an incredible stat.
yeah.
You're both rookies.
Yeah.
You come into the league, you're not doing fine. You're voted as an all-star.
Yeah. You are the best of the best in the league. And they're the third and fourth Mystic rookies to ever be selected for the All-Star game. So they're already outclassing most Washington players ever.
Yeah.
And it's their first, 15 games?
Yeah, 19 or whatever I think it is.
Whatever it is. But they're doing great. And I think the uptick in success that they've had, record-wise, in the last season has been because of them.
Well, yeah, 1,000%. That's the neatest thing is that you're seeing a team led by rookies.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see that. Again, how often does a player come into the league and light it on fire,
Yeah.
let alone two in the same front office?
On the same team.
Yeah, no. They're sharing points. Their play styles complement each other really well.
Oh, yeah.
Is what we talked about during the draft. They are fit for each other.
I think it benefits the Mystics because they looked at their team and they said, okay, we just need best available.
Yeah, best player available practice, and let's put it into practice.
And they got Sonia, who's great at everything. They got Kiki, who is a rebounding, scoring big.
Yeah.
And they added it into the team, and it is exactly the fuel that they needed. Sonia, you want to hear some Sonia stats?
Give me some Sonia
right now?
stats.
All right. So she started in all 18 games. Right now she's averaging 15, 5, 2, and 1. And their shooting splits are 47% and 38% from 3, which is above WNBA standards right now. She's the only rookie with multiple 20-point, 10-plus rebound games. She scored 10 points in 16 of those 18 games. Here's some of her stat lines. She went 27, 11, 2 and 2. That was against Dallas. She went 19, 6 and 3. She's gone 19, 5 and 3, and she's gone 15, 6 and 5.
She's just a scoring machine.
She's just scoring, but she's also filling up the stat sheet. Like 27 and 11.
Yeah.
Like as a guard, well, guard forward combo, but still incredibly impressive considering. So, I mean, she's only scored less than 10.2 times this season as a rookie.
Yeah. They're playing like pros. They're
They
playing
are.
like seasoned vets.
Yeah.
You know, you look at Kiki Irefin to list off some stats. You know, she's 4th in the league right now in rebounds.
Yeah.
In rebounds average. You know, she's averaging 8.4 a game.
In the league.
In the league. Not the Mystics.
Not
In
fourth
the entire
rookies.
league.
Not fourth in rookies.
She's second to Asia. She's second to I can't even remember her name. What's it? Bang! Angel Reese. And that's me bounds. So, no, you look at what Kiki's been able to do. She's still getting 12 points a game, roughly. She's playing 27 minutes a game. She's a dog. She's out there. She is killing the competition.
Yeah.
She looks like she's been in this league for years. Not 19 games, but years. This is what the Mystics needed. Any team would kill to have any one of these players, whether it's Kiki or Sonia.
And we've got 2 of them.
Do you think that they are better than you thought they were going to be during the draft? I did not have them doing this well in their first year. I thought they were going to be great. I didn't know how great.
I thought Kiki was going to fit in pretty well considering a rebounding big that can score in the post is very valuable in the WNBA.
And translates well.
Exactly. You know, you've got your Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson, you know, players that are large that can score in the post almost never do badly. But I will say, in terms of transitioning, it's a little different than the NBA just because WNBA players all go to school for 4 years.
Which I also think is great.
I think
I actually think that's a great practice.
I genuinely think the NBA should get rid of the one and done rule.
Yes.
I think they should, you know, either these players, half these guys are going into the G League and then going into the NBA anyway. So what's the point in having it?
I don't. Yeah.
You have a secondary league that does the exact same thing as the NBA, except
It's just
they
to
pay
make
less.
colleges money.
I think they should get rid of it. But these females have 4 years of playing under one coach at school, and then they go into the WNBA looking much more pro-ready, looking like they're ready to play against these other 27, 28-year-olds that have been in the league for half a decade at that point. So it's a little different, but they are progressing much quicker than I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean, to butter your toast, you look at the NHL, these players that sit and marinate at the college level, you know, your Eichels, your Gaudreaus, your Hayes, your Hughes brothers, they come into the league so far ahead of the competition and their age group because they've had that time under, like you said, a singular coach.
Yeah.
You have time to not only mature on the court, but off the court, you know, which is arguably just as important, if not more. So I think in the WNBA you see that, and we're seeing that with these players. They're coming in, they are playing like pros, like veterans. They've had 4 years to figure out how to play under the bright lights.
Yeah.
It's great. I'm so happy for the Mystics right now, and I think it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Bright years ahead. Now, the Mystics are playing out of this world. The Wizards, the Washington Wizards, not so much.
Yeah.
So, Ben, if you could draft your all-time Wizards, NBA, WNBA roster, drafting from the wizarding world of Harry Potter, it's going to be a crossover. The NBA meets Harry Potter. Who do you have? Let's start off with the first position we got on the board. Point guard. Who are you taking from Hogwarts University?
All right. Point guard, getting the rock to everybody. He's overseeing the whole operation. He's got to be the smartest. He's got to be the best.
He's got to be able to execute.
He's got to be able to execute. And I think the perfect wizard for that is Albus Dumbledore. He wasn't there for the whole time in all the movies because, you know.
Dude, just hearing that name, I thought of the Bulls intro for when Jordan was playing.
Dude, that scene in Order of the Phoenix when
You talking about the clap?
Dumbledore. No. That's the fifth one. Or no, you are thinking of Order of the Phoenix. I'm thinking of when he emerges from in the Order, or in the Ministry.
Through the elevator in the fire
Yeah,
thing.
he just appears, and Dumbledore or Voldemort like shits himself.
I remember seeing poop on the screen and being like,
No,
he leads the operation.
That was sick. I think Dumbledore's going to do exactly what he needs. You know, he's already the headmaster of Hogwarts. He might as well oversee our on-court operations. Really got a kick out of that one, huh?
No, I knew you'd like the headmaster. All right, let's move on to the next position.
Shooting guard. Who you got?
All right. Fuck. Yeah. When you look at Hogwarts, when you look at the wizarding world of Harry Potter,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Ben, I see a lot of fairies. Because there are a lot of fairies. I see a lot of wizards, and I see a lot of gremlins.
Yeah.
There's also some beasts.
Yeah?
And I want my shooting guard to be a beast.
To be
a dog.
a dog.
And that is why I have Sirius Black as my shooting guard. Because he's been known at times, when times get rough, when the game is hard, when the competition is steep, to turn into a dog.
Yeah.
And that's what he brings to the table. He's a literal dog. That's about it.
He shows up.
He shows up. And when he shows up and he doesn't die, he does pretty well.
Doesn't die is quite the...
He's not the best team player. He goes off on his own. Kind of a lone wolf.
He's willing to sacrifice for the team.
But he
though.
lays his body on the line
Yeah.
for the game.
That's what
For
you
the
need.
love of the game. I'm taking Sirius Black.
Love it.
Who do you have as your small forward?
All right. When you think small forward, you think of a guy that's filling up the stat line.
I do.
He's getting points. He's getting rebounds. He's getting assists. He's getting blocks. He's getting personal fouls.
Whatever he's got to do.
Whatever he's got to do to
His
help
name
the
is
team.
on the score sheet.
And you know who did that? In movies 1, in movies 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 3/4.
Tell me who you got, Ben.
I got Severus Snape.
Every single movie.
He did exactly what he needed to do.
Brother's even in the flashbacks.
He's in the flashbacks. He is putting his body on the line for the team. You know, a lot in that last movie. But,
That was a lot of his body on the line.
yeah. But, you know, he's great.
He is.
He teaches Harry. He is mentored by Dumbledore.
Not only that, you see him, he has locker room issues with the majority of the team. Does
Yeah.
he let that affect his work, his on-court performance?
No.
No, because he's got a job. It's a job for him. I'm sorry, folks. He's not showing up there showing off his new robes, showing that what that $80 million contract from Hogwarts gets you. No, he's not doing that. He's not showing up in a Phoenix. He drives to work in a Prius every day.
I wonder what Hogwarts compensation is like.
I bet it's bottom of the barrel.
Probably.
They're in England.
But I mean, England is already bottom of the barrel.
There's
But
not a lot there.
wasn't the castle in Scotland though, or like set in Scotland, like the Highlands?
I wasn't able to make it on set, so I'm not 100% certain.
You're
No,
telling
but
me Hogwarts isn't actually in Scotland?
Snape is a great pick.
You know, he's our backbone.
He is. He's
Yeah.
dependable.
All right, at that power forward position now, who you got?
It's tricky when you're looking for a power forward at Hogwarts University. I need someone who's got reach. I need someone who moves effortlessly on the court. I chose a player who at times, just his very name strikes fear into opponents. When you hear Anthony Davis, you hear about how lethal of a defensive threat he is. How he is on the court and your players are aware. They're changing up their game plan. You have to combat this demon of a player.
Who you got?
I got the most defensive. I got the most secure. I got the most talked about, the most feared, the Voldemort. He who shall not be named. Easily the most defensive player at Hogwarts University. Broke his Horcruxes up in 8 different areas. One of them was a frickin' snake. Right?
Yeah.
Look at my knowledge. All right. No, he's a
I'd hope
defensive.
you know that the snake is a Horcrux.
I think that was the last part, right? With the
yeah.
yeah, I'm there.
And
Very defensive minded.
That's a good pick too because Anthony Davis is out for 40% of the season, just like Voldemort was out.
But you hear about him all the time.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Ben, what's the best ability?
Availability.
And that's the one thing my pick lacks. And shoes. But other than that, and a nose, availability is important. It's crucial.
Yeah.
He doesn't always have it. But when he's there, he's a difference maker. He changes the way the game is played. And that's why I got Voldemort.
Love it.
Now, we talked about point guard. Talked about small forward. What is really the backbone of a good team? Ben, who do you got from Hogwarts University to fill our center position?
I'm not thinking of the flashy guys, I'm
Never
not
do.
not thinking of Nikola Jokic. I'm not thinking of Joel Embiid.
Don't need him.
I need
won't
a
show
guy
up.
that's going to go out and get me 15 boards a night. I need a guy that's going to play defense and not let anybody into the paint. And that guy for our team is Rubius Hagrid. And
He's not ready for a first name.
Not ready for that first name to be Rubius either. Hagrid's exactly what this team needs. He's a big body. He's going to guard anybody trying to drive into the paint. We're not going to let him, first of all. We've got Snape and Voldemort
No,
guarding
you're not getting
that
through.
mid-range game.
You don't
Once
want
you
to
get
get
through
through.
the paint, you see Hagrid standing there.
You smell him.
You're not even putting up a shot. Yeah, his smell might drive you away by itself, but you're not getting anything off. Not with him in that paint. So,
Putting a ball in his hands, he can grip a pumpkin. That guy,
Yep.
he has some possession game. That sounded so bad out loud. All right. For
All
my
right.
sixth man, the last bench position.
The
This,
guy,
this is your soul.
your energy.
This is the furnace. This is what keeps the team warm, keeps the team going.
Yeah.
You need a player who's there to put at times his life on the line. Doesn't have to be the best. He has to care the most. I'm going Dobby,
Dobby.
the elf from England,
Wow.
the one and only.
Real.
He's a slave to the game. He cares so much about the team that even when he's free from all the pressure, free from all the media hype, the other team, he doesn't just leave and collect his check. He shows up. He plays. He fills his role. He makes sure Harry is hydrated.
He friggin' teleports, dude. See that snapping?
Didn't
He
that
goes,
kill him?
Boom, 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 boom. Well, I mean, it saved Harry.
That's why he's on the bench. I got Dobby as my sixth man to bring the energy to this team.
All right, now rounding it all up.
You got to have great players to be a great team. You do. But, Ben, what's the most overlooked position?
The head coach.
The head coach.
The head coach.
I bet you didn't even think about that, folks.
You think of all these great teams. The Bulls. They had Phil Jackson. You think about the Lakers. They also had Phil Jackson. Our coach is somebody that is going to, much like she did with Harry and Ron, catch players by surprise. She is going to game plan the shit out of this team, and she's going to create schemes that they were not ready for. Her IQ, off the chart.
She's an expert of the game.
She's an expert of the game. She's been teaching it for years. Now she's going to disperse it on the court. Pause.
The best players don't always make the best coaches.
No.
The best coaches are the most knowledgeable, the most integral to the game and the spirit of the game and the history of the game. Someone who knows its inner workings.
Yep.
And that's Professor McGonagall.
Love it. So for our team, we got at point guard, Dumbledore. Shooting guard, Sirius Black.
Love it.
Small forward, Severus Snape.
Sneaky Snape.
Power forward, Lord Voldemort.
Don't say his name.
Center, Hagrid.
Where is he? Where is he? There he is.
Sixth man, Dobby the
Little
Elf.
boy.
And at our head coach, looking over the whole operation, Professor McGonagall.
Wouldn't want anyone else.
Love it.
I think that's an amazing team.
It's a great team.
The only thing I wonder is what their uniforms would look like.
Ooh. Nothing like some of these Washington Wizards
No,
uniforms.
probably not. But There have been some great uniform developments
Yeah.
for the Washington Commanders.
Commanders.
Do we just want to go right into this? Screw formality. They're beautiful.
Those uniforms
They're beautiful.
have been the best thing the Commanders have produced other than Jaden Daniels.
I was just about to say, other than JD5.
In the last.
Wow, really? You're going that far back?
Well, it's a slow gear up here, but I'd say at least 7, 8 years.
Yeah, I'd say so. The
They're
only
great.
thing that they can produce better than this is a contract for my boy Terry. That's
even.
the only thing I need them to release.
I can't. Not with all this.
But these alternate jerseys are beautiful. They're hearkening back to, I think, a wonderful jersey history
Oh, yeah.
that the Commanders football
Iconic.
team and Redskins have. I love the red pants with the white jersey. That's the way to go.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of like the yellow pants.
I do not like the yellow because when I think of the white pants,
Yeah.
I'm brought back to the 80s, to 83, 87, 91.
Yeah, when
Super
you were
Bowls.
alive.
But you know what I mean.
You're brought back. You're brought back.
The history of the team.
You weren't even thought of.
Hello, asshole. I'm thinking of the history of the team to when they were
Yeah. When they were
raking
great.
in championships.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
So for me, it's going back to a successful era, going back to the fun bunch, groups of players that were fantastic. It's about history and bringing back positive vibes. You are now a team that's doing well. Bring that back. Bring that culture back. I'm very happy with the jerseys, and I love the red jerseys with yellow pants. That's the way it needs to be.
Yeah.
I do not like the current red on red.
Yeah.
I would rather them do for the Commanders jerseys, the homes that they have a yellow jersey and red pants.
The best jersey that they have right now are the all black ones.
Really, you think so?
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to have those this season because I think these alternates
These are replacing that alternate, I
them.
would assume.
I
wasn't the biggest fan of the all black.
Every time I thought of the all black jerseys, all I can think of is the Jaden Daniels Hail
Bears
Mary.
game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. That's making good moments, man. That's
iconic.
talk about history. So I'm sure they'll bring those back. But no,
Yeah.
I'm very happy with the new alternates.
Yeah.
I think they're gorgeous. I really do.
Yeah.
And I like the logo. The logo fits on it now. It doesn't look out of place because you have enough yellow in the jerseys now.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what the pants do. They provide that beautiful monochromatic system of yellow, red, yellow.
As a Washington fan, I will say it looks really weird to me to see the all, Redskins fit and then see the helmet with a W on it. It looks a little out of place.
Especially with the striping.
Yes.
Where you have that yellow striping
You
surrounded
had
by the white.
Mhm.
I wish for the logo, for the yellow W, if they had just outlined it in white, it would have fit with the stripe schemes a little bit better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just think the logo needs a little bit more depth. I understand with these modern logos, you're going for simplicity. But I think a lot of people are talking about bringing back these older 90s era logos, 80s era logos.
Yeah.
The Raptors ones. They were just so fun.
Yeah.
Bringing back that very two-dimensional, but a lot of energy in those logos, bringing it back. You look at the Pistons logo now compared to the one in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
You want to go back.
It's night and day.
So I think they could benefit from going to a more detailed logo.
Yeah.
Obviously, it doesn't need to be that one. I'm fine with that, but doing something with the W would be great. Whether it's adding more colors, creating a border, but I'm very happy with the jerseys. I think it's great. Now, there have been some great jerseys in Washington sports history. So if you don't,
all the sports?
I'm talking NBA, WNBA, NHL, NFL,
Yep.
MLB. So if you don't mind, I'm going to give you a blind ranking of what I consider to be some of the best jerseys that Washington sports has to offer.
Love it.
So for the first jersey you have in the blind ranking.
Now this is 1 through 5?
1 through 5.
Okay.
One for the NBA, WNBA, NFL, NHL, and MLB.
Let's go.
We are going to start with the WNBA.
Oh.
The Mystics black and gold jerseys. I believe they're the Rebel line is what it was, the Rebel line.
I don't remember what
I could
the
be
name of
wrong,
it is.
but the black and gold jerseys that the Mystics wore.
Those, I'm not going to lie. I genuinely like the Mystics jerseys more than I like the Wizards jersey.
They do the color scheme better
Yeah.
and the color blocking better.
Yeah.
But I also like their logo. or lack thereof.
I don't want to put this at 2 because that's too high, but
It's clean.
I'm gonna put it at 3. Establish the baseline.
That's fair. That's a good baseline. I'm now going to give you the Nationals cherry blossom jerseys, the gray cherry blossom jerseys, because those are beautiful, Ben. It's about time someone did the cherry blossom jerseys right. The Capitals do the fundraiser ones, which are great for the community. They're fun to see in the practice warm-ups, but they don't wear them in the games. The Wizards pink ones, I was not a fan of.
2.
You're putting the Nationals cherry blossom jerseys at 2.
Yeah.
Washington Capitals red screaming eagle. You cannot put that at 4. You cannot put that at 4.
I'm putting it at 4.
That's ridiculous. I understand. I gave you good jerseys, but
Dude, you've given me 3 bangers off the rip.
these are all bangers, my friend. Bangers and mash.
We're not British.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
The Wizards' early 2000s home teal jerseys, the Jordan jerseys.
5.
5, you're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Because I know you're going to give me a good one for
Commanders
the last
black.
1. I think I would shift some things around if I had
I think
to.
it's a pretty good list.
Okay, so Commanders all black at 1. The
Nationals
Nationals
cherry blossoms.
at
Then
2.
the Mystics black and gold.
Yeah.
Capitals red screaming eagle. And then Jordan era teal jerseys for the Washington Wizards.
Are they teal or are they dark blue?
They're teal. That's a teal.
The
Because they were
dark-
the same colors as the Caps.
The dark blue?
It's more of a teal, my friend. There's a lot of green in that blue.
I think you might be colorblind, but okay, whatever.
I'll
works
call
for you.
Mike and ask him.
All right.
No, but those are some good jerseys. They did share them with the Caps for a while.
Yeah.
Luckily, they both decided to make better ideas and go back to the red, white, and blue color scheme. I think it's been better.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting better, the Caps continue to make minor surgical additions
Oh yeah.
to boost both the NHL roster and AHL roster, securing a, I think, 4-time 30-goal scorer for the Bears. So they signed Faravari.
Great move.
This is a fantastic move. I'm going to sing this guy's praises for about 3 minutes. He is one of my all-time favorite Caps right now in the early 2000s to 2025 era. This defenseman is so unsung. Faravari is so good on and off the puck. His game off the puck has increased so much. His positioning, his awareness, his defensive reads. He knows where players are going to be. He's always on them like glue. His stick-on-stick, body-on-body, it's easy to say, it's hard to execute, especially in today's league where speed is the number one goal. You can only hold on to these players for so long before they're right past you, but he has gotten more confident as a player, and he's addressed his weaknesses, which were, in my opinion, his puck handling and puck decisions. I think he was a little sloppy when he got the puck. When he had possession, he would throw it away sometimes, make some bad passes. It happens to young defensemen in the league. He's really grown into his role. I think he's fantastic. He hits. No one else hits on our goddamn team except Roy, and it's really frustrating because there are times where a well-placed body check just eliminates the offensive threat, and he does that. He's not tumbling guys. You know, he's not Orpik out there and nailing guys on their asses. He's not Tom Wilson. That's fine. But he separates the body from the puck. He does clean checks, and he just strips possession. It's what he does. He's an effective player. His breakout has increased so much. He's so good at getting it up and off the boards and finding that outlet pass where he really struggled, and his net front presence has only gotten better in the defensive zone. 7 years times $6 million is amazing. You look at other comparable players. In my opinion, what is comparable? This is a steal, especially 3 years down the road when $6 million is $5 million or $4 million. You're going to be very happy with a 30-year-old veteran Martin Faravari making $6 million a year. This is going to set you up to win championships. He looks great with Chychrun. He looks great with Carlson. He can play with anyone you want to pair him with. I'm very high on Faravari, and I'm very high on the sign. I think it was great.
You think that AAV in comparison with other defensemen in the league is a good signing for us?
You look at other defensemen in the league, the one that comes to mind right now is Vladislav Gavrikov, who, in my opinion, is a better defenseman, but he also has more experience. Yeah. He's also a bigger body. He just signed with New York for $7 million. and I believe that was 8 years. I could be wrong on the years, but $7 million. He could have gotten 9.
Yeah.
You look at a player like Noah Dobson, who just went to Montreal. He's making $9.5 million. Noah Dobson's a very good defenseman. He's not $9.5 million worth. But that's the market. That is what you are worth what the market is willing to pay. And for a steady, proven defenseman who can score, that's what teams are willing to pay.
Yeah.
Farivari had 25 points this season. That's the highest he's had, but he's only getting better. He had a plus 18 at the end of the season. His first time, I think, being in the positives, and you're plus 18. Now, this was an amazing Caps team, but you have to remember, he's been on terrible Caps teams. He survived Laviolette. Okay, this guy is a defenseman who was young and got playing time where players like McMichael and Protus didn't sniff the ice under Laviolette. And now they're 30 goal scorers. So, yeah, I think Farivari is absolutely fantastic. The fact that a guy like Laviolette, who hates young guys, was willing to let him play consecutively and consistently is a big deal. You look at Alexiev. Big defenseman, just signed with Pittsburgh. We had him for a while, drafted him. It's not working out. Farivari, it's so hard to be a defenseman in this league, especially young. And he's been that. He's been so solid. I think he's only going to get better. Yeah, I think it's a very good price when you look at other players around the league.
Love that.
Very happy.
Tell me how you
Very
really
happy.
feel about it.
Yeah, sorry. Just very happy. So, on that note, I think this was a great week for Washington fans.
Yeah.
The only thing we need is Terry.
Man.
But I think it'll happen. I know it'll happen.
I need it to happen.
It'll happen.
I think every Washington fan needs it to happen.
Dude, I saw other fan bases saying, give him his money. It's nice to see that.
Well, it's either give him his money or trade
Or can
him to
we
us.
give him his money? Yeah, I know, exactly. Everyone wants him.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wants this
I mean,
guy.
he's a top
6.
Definitely top 10.
Yeah, I'd say
top
he's 6.
7.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'd put him as high as 5.
Yeah. Might be a little bit of bias.
No.
No. I don't know what would make you think that. No, but that's all we got for you today.
Yeah.
As always, let us know your thoughts.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will have, eventually this summer, we do have a beard shaving to get to.
And a hair dyeing.
Yeah. Let us know. We still have to put the comments up for you guys. Or
We do. We
the
do.
options for both.
Let us know what you thought of Ben's blind ranking. And what do you think of our Wizards roster? Do you like Dumbledore at point guard?
The DCT Wizard roster.
DCT Wizards roster. Do you think Hagrid at center is a little wobbly? Got a drinking issue. These are all things we need to address.
So do I. It still works. All right. Great episode. Thank you for listening, guys.
Have a great week.